Well, Nelly, indeed, some breaking news this morning. Sources telling the SABC that Dr. Njani, you'll recall Dr. Pashy, has written a cease, desist and retract letter to the Home Affairs Minister, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, over what she says are wrongful defamatory statements in a press conference that he called on the 14th of April regarding Dr. Pashy's passports that were found in possession of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana. So Dr. Pashy, in this letter, wants the Home Affairs Minister to issue a formal withdrawal and public apology 5 days from May the 8th. That is when we understand the letter was sent. And if that is not done, then she will institute legal proceedings for damages, she says. Also in that letter, Dr. Pashy says that the Home Affairs Minister's statements in that press conference had given, I quote, unfounded legitimacy to averments that she was involved in aiding Dr. Nandipha and Bester to abscond. I close a quote on that, which is contained in a statement. In that statement also, she details how she came into having 2 passports. While her passport had not expired, she says she'd run out of the required number of pages. Now, this is stamp space. You would know, Naledi, when you travel to other countries, some of those countries will provide stamps on your passport. She says, hence, she had to apply for another one. And she says that Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, however, according to her, incited, she says, the public gallery that she has a criminal case to answer. Another example that she gives in this letter is that she says that Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi had said that she had applied for a new passport in 2019, saying in an affidavit deposed to police that, the first one had been stolen. In this letter, Dr. Pashy wants Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi to provide that police report or affidavit which he referred to in that press conference, which he said was used in an application for that new or second passport. She says she never presented an affidavit to Home Affairs for the application of that passport, and says, in fact, the instructions that Dr. Pashy's lawyer has been given, in fact, that he has also indicated that this is indeed a legitimate statement. He basically says that his client, patient's Njani, has not taken the insinuations and allegations of this alleged wrongdoing in the Dr. Magudumana and TK Nkwana, Thabo Bester unlawful conduct and their subsequent abscondment lightly. That is what is contained. He also says it's his instruction that his client's reputation as an upstanding member of the community, an ethical medical practitioner, has been under siege, and in this regard has and continues to engage on legal steps that may be taken against individuals and the state, who, without obtaining proper and accurate facts on her standing on the issues that are elected, they say, to cause harm to her reputation and dignity. So we also, in the past few moments, you'd recall I indicated on our sister program, Morning Live, Aldrin, that we were yet to get a response from Home Affairs on receipt of this letter, which was confirmed by Dr. Pashy's lawyer as being authentic. The Home Affairs Department now says that they won't comment on the information that was not issued by them and whose source they say and intent they do not know. So Home Affairs not confirming whether they've received this letter, but the lawyer for Dr. Pashy telling us that that letter is authentic, which means indeed they did send that desist and a retract letter to Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, and they've given him 5 days from the 8th of May. That is when that letter was sent to make a public apology and also retract what she says are these defamatory statements that were made to her character. If that is not done so, she is threatening legal action against the Home Affairs Minister, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi. So those are certainly developing news at this particular hour. This is one of the aspects, which, as you'd know, the story, Aldrin and Naledi, have had tentacles, if I could describe it like that, various aspects that need to be covered. Why this is important is because Dr. Pashy's 2 passports, we understand, were found in possession of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana when she was arrested with Thabo Bester in Tanzania after they'd been tracked down to that country. So there have been a lot of questions raised about how she came into possession of those passports, and from what we know and what Dr. Pashy has already said, in the public domain, is that the intention on her part in giving those passports to TK Nkwana, who she says she later then got to know as this so-called Thabo Bester, was for international work. He was due to, she understood him as someone that was in the United States of America. She wanted to do some work there, and these passports were then to facilitate a process in which she would get the necessary documentation in order for her to be able to then legally perform or do this work in the United States of America. So this is where the crucial part of Dr. Pashy comes into this whole equation. But Home Affairs say that they're not going to comment on these so-called sources that have given us this letter, but Dr. Pashy's lawyer has confirmed the authenticity of it and now says that they're not taking this lightly.
Certainly another big layer there that is being added to the Bester Magudumana saga. But what are we expecting to see happen today, Chriselda?
Well, Naledi, you would recall yesterday startling revelations that were made by an investigating officer that had taken the stand. Now, this is the first witness called by the state in its bid to oppose bail of the 5 accused that are currently in the dock. The reason why I say 5 is you would recall that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, who was the 6th person inside the dock yesterday, she, of course, her bail, is possibly or likely, that is certainly not confirmed, might be heard, her bail application might be heard on the 16th of May. That is not confirmed whether her lawyers will be ready, because they indicated yesterday that they were not going ahead with her bail application as new material has come to the fore. So they wanted to then move their bail application. They didn't precisely or vehemently say that they will then apply for bail on the 16th of May, but they will then be consulting their clients on when they will proceed with this bail application. But she is back in court on the 16th of May, and ironically on that day Thabo Bester is expected back in court together with her father Zolile Cornelius Sekeleni, who you'd recall in his last court appearance was granted bail of 10,000 rand, and he will then join Thabo Bester as well as Dr. Nandipha Magudumana in the dock. However, there is a bit of talk in the corridors at this point on whether Thabo Bester will be appearing in person here at this court on the 16th of May. There had been some talk even much prior to whether he will appear before this court virtually due to security concerns. What I do know at this stage is that there is talk around that, but there is not any official confirmation indeed if that will take place. Also startling, what is expected to take place today, Naledi, is that you recall yesterday the investigating officer had taken the stand in this matter and basically told the court that accused number 3, Teboho Lepolo, had personally called police. Now, you'd recall he's the former CCTV installer at the Mangawong prison, and what the investigating officer says is that Lepolo, accused number 3, Dipulo, in fact, had personally called police and basically told them about what his alleged role was in the escape of Thabo Bester, and even mentioned, some of the other staff members who were alleged to have been involved in this escape. So somewhat a confession, according to the investigating officer, by accused number 3, who's the former CCTV installer, Teboho Dipulo, about, what allegedly happened on that day. He called police. According to the investigating officer, he said that he feared for his life and that he wanted to speak to a police officer that he could trust. And subsequent to that, the police officers met Dipulo at the local mall, which is not too far from this court, and that is where he was arrested. After then, he had, if I may, confessed or given details about his alleged involvement in this matter and that of other staff members at the Mangaung prison. So today, we're expecting him to continue on what the alleged or what the police or what the state believes is these 5 accused link to the escape of Thabo Bester, and then cross-examination likely to resume as soon as he's done with that.